See, that intentional photo is
Yes.
what we're talking about today. Thank you so much, Carrie. Guys, if you have questions, throw them in the chat box. I'm happy to go over anything as we go. But today is a light and fun subject, and it's holiday homepage update. The minute that you guys saw this website here, this is my website. I did a custom page, but the graphics that I choose are intentional because I want to draw attention. And also just the idea of, that little child being so excited in that moving box, it can kind of inspire feelings. And that's part of good marketing. What we're going to talk about today is how to change, and not only how to change, but give you the graphics to change on your social media, change on your Moxie website. So you can do a couple things. We want to increase traffic. Basically, let's think of like Coke or Pepsi products. If they just built a website and it just hung out in space and internet space, and they didn't do marketing to go along with it or share that site or do promotions with it, it doesn't get as far as it does as if they would just share it. So I kind of want you guys to think about that. I know our sites are great and they're ready to go, but we also want to encourage you guys to continuously share them because that's what's going to bring traffic in. We also know that the more people are on your website, the value increases. So your search engine optimization, your SEO, that increases, which ultimately brings you back more responses when people are looking up in Google, Bing, or Yahoo trying to find a realtor. It's actually going to increase your value of being one of the ones selected. So not only is it increasing value, but it's usage. We want people to see your site and use it and actually go to it and click on it and give them a reason to come. But we want to give you a reason to do it and be able to do it. And photos and graphics was a big stopping point for a lot of real estate agents because you can't just use any graphic. It has to be something that you have the rights to. So the other thing that's really important here is the SEO. And because what I'm going to show you right now is pretty quick, you're able to do this seasonally and you're able to do this as often as you want and then share it to social media, put it in a newsletter or put it wherever you might see fit to continuously bring back this traffic to your website here. And again, it's no different than you would have Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com. People go to those sites because they see that constant feed in the social media world there too. So let's put you there and let's make it easy. So let's start from the beginning here. There are two different things I'm going to show you. One is how to swap out your photo with the ones that I've gathered for you in a regular site that hasn't been edited. So it's going to be the default picture on your default homepage. The second would be if you have created a custom page, I'll go in and I'll show you how to swap that photo out too. But before we begin, let's take a look. Okay, so right now let's take a peek at the top of my screen. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scroll through a couple here just to give you guys an idea of how changing the graphic out can be an immediate feeling or an immediate change for marketing purposes. So as you can see in here, I've got graphics that you want to sit in. You feel like you want to be in that room. That's very intentional. And these are the types of graphics you want on your website. But then in addition to that, on social media as well. So when you're sharing your site pages, you're wanting to be able to use those as well. So just inviting, warm. This one would even cater more towards the luxury end. But it goes into seasonal aspects as well. Right now, we're getting into the fall holidays. And as you can start to see in here, we've got cute graphics with Halloween, with parents. And then I went in and I grabbed some for the holiday for Thanksgiving. So you've got some that are a little bit more neutral as well. We've got a fall scape, and a lot of these things are what people are drawn to in their social media feed right now. Simplicity. What if you want a simple fall look with a teacup looking out the window? This is you. This is something we've got for you now. And then this one I thought was really cute. It's actually a family at Thanksgiving around a iPad because they're now enjoying remote Thanksgiving with their family members. So they're all waving to them as well. So again, relevant to the time in addition to the season. Looking straight out the window, little girl on the front doorstep with the pumpkins, just cute things. And then this one's a little bit more in simplicity as well, but then more visual. So it isn't exactly the pumpkins and all of that. So we're giving you a couple options here to kind of feel out what your vibe is and what you would like to share and what you want your space to look like online. Okay. And again, we've just got a simple open window. And then I love this one. It's my favorite. cute little girls getting their pumpkins ready for Halloween. So do you see how immediately that changed in your graphics allows you to have more visual interest? So I'm going to show you, first of all, where to get these graphics from that I've pulled for you. And then we're going to swap them out in your site really quick and then throw them on social media so you guys can start utilizing them right away. And again, just a little bit more of a fallscape, and I think that was it. And then I did throw in also just a beautiful kitchen that doesn't have the decor in it, because you might want something like, the apples, but you're not necessarily the type that wants the pumpkins on the doorscape. So, and again, this is just a nice cozy graphic just to pull you in. I think that might have been the last one. This is the last one. But as you can see, the graphics was something that's always been important to be able to provide to you. So what I did is I actually went through and I pulled graphics, the ones you just saw, and I've actually got them they're either already there or they're in there at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my screen, making them accessible to you, meaning, yep, here they are. Meaning that when you go into Schmidt Resources and click on your state, so Ohio, Michigan, Florida, when you click on your state, we have a social graphics tab. Trying to keep it easy for you guys was the key. So right here is the social graphics tab. There's a slew of different graphics in here, but they may not fit the dimensions needed for your website. So I took the time to plug each of one of these graphics in and give the right dimensions that you need. So if you see now in here, we have a Moxie Backgrounds tab, and each one of these graphics is in here. Now keep in mind that the graphic for our little logo here is in random spots throughout the different photos, but it's intentional because as Moxie is a great platform to use, it is a device responsive, meaning when you look at it on the computer, the layout is one way, but it changes the layout for you based on if you're on an iPad or a cell phone. So we didn't want that logo to be chopped off on the corner. So it is just kind of strategically placed in here for you guys. But this is branded so that you guys can go in any region and use them right away. All you will do is you'll be able to come in here and just save this photo directly to your computer, and then you're able to use one or all of them as you need. Now, as an added extension of help for you guys, I feel like this is through fall. What I can do for you in addition with the marketing team, we can continue to do this throughout the holidays. So when it comes time for the winter holidays, we'll want to get those photos in there, New Year's, and then even just new spring graphics. So we'll want to have this be the collection point for your Moxie websites so that you know the graphics are going to fit in the spaces required. So easy enough. That's point one. Get yourselves into the Moxie Backgrounds within social media tab on Schmidt Resources and save to your computer. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this on standard accounts that you have not created a homepage on. So that means if you've never done anything to it, this is the way you do it. Or if you've gone in and done basic customization, I'm going to show you how to very quickly swap out this photo, making it nice and easy for you guys to do it right away. So you could do it the second you guys are off this call. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and for this situation, I'm going to switch into an agent profile. And first we're going to do the default homepage. So the homepage that comes with your website. I'm going to show you how to very quickly swap these graphics out. And if you're an ASC or a manager, how you can help your agent quickly swap them out. Because as you just saw me do, I was able to go in as the agent. So you guys can actually assist your agents this way as well. One more thing that we can help them with is the best, right? So I'm going to go into Vanessa's. I'm going to click on my website, taking us into the Moxie website platform. This is going to be our homepage where if you've never been here before, if you came to common tasks and just started from the top and went to the bottom, clicking these links, it would help you do a basic customization, just making simple changes to make it a little bit different for you. There are two ways to actually access the homepage. One of them is right here where it says personalize your homepage. You can click that, or you can come over here on the left. There's this panel and it says homepage. Either one of these is going to take you to your homepage on your default site. So let's go ahead and click go there. And as you can see, this is the graphic that was in the background. Now it's so easy to make this change. You guys are going to all be able to do it right away. we are clicking on upload. And for those who have not been in here before or maybe aren't aware, this button here that says image gallery, that is actually the preloaded photos from Moxie. So technically, these are not seasonal per se, but you're still able to come in here and grab these graphics and use them and swap them out within your website homepage very quickly. But what you're going to do to get them from the saved file that you saved from the Schmidt Resources tab, you're going to click on From Computer, and then you're going to say you confirm you have the rights. Now, keep in mind, the company has the copyright, and we're giving this through as a pass-through to you. So with that image on there, that logo, you're able to utilize these images. We're going to go ahead and hit Select Files. And then for each of us, we're just going to go in and click on the folder. You'll find the folder in your computer wherever you saved it. And then you're going to be able to select that graphic and just simply open. Click Open. Okay, so it's loading right now, as you guys can see. I just went through I clicked on it. I don't know if you guys were able to see in my computer file. But then basically it's just saying the title. You can leave it or not. It doesn't really matter. But the dimensions are ready to go to where they fit in here already. So all you would do is click on Insert into Post. And now what's going to happen is you're very quickly going to see that instantaneous change, right? So that's how you're very quickly going to get that to change. The only thing you have to do at that point for it to work is you're going to click on Publish at the very bottom, which is going to make it viewable then on your website. So let's take a quick peek at Vanessa's site and click on Refresh. And instantly we have a new holiday homepage giving us a new view and a new feel. And let's face it, a new reason to share your site. So if you're not that agent that wants to just be like, here's my site, this is giving you the reason to be able to swap it out, having these graphics and holiday images. So let's do a couple more real quick just to kind of show you the change through. I've gone ahead and I've already loaded them into her image library. So this button here is actually a collection of all of the photos that have been uploaded to this point. So for example, my favorite one right now, the kids decorating pumpkins at home. If I were to click on Show, it's now going to allow me to say Select for Custom. And now instantaneously, I've got that graphic swapping out. Give it a second. Give it a minute sometimes. And I'm going to hit Publish. And I'm done. I mean, it couldn't be any easier than that. Basically, the legwork is done for you. The graphics are selected. And, worst case, if you have a graphic that's yours, that you have the right to, and you want it to be branded, you could even throw that to the marketing team. We could put that logo on for you as well. So one real quick look again at Vanessa's site, just so you guys can see how quick it is to make that change. It just helps you know that you can do it, and it's not one of those things that's going to stop you because there's all kinds of steps. So very simple, changing it out from your individual homepage as a default site. Now, for some of us, we've done a custom background. For example, here's my site. I made a custom page. So for those of you who've done that, or the agents who want to do that, this is how you're going to edit those. And then I'm going to jump into showing you how to show these on social media. So hang with me for just a second, and then I'll also get into some of these questions here real quick. So first and foremost, I'm also in my website builder. So I'm in my website. And what I've done is I've gone to my custom page. Bear with me just a quick second. What I need to do is switch from Vanessa back to myself. I'm going to go out of Vanessa's account into my account. And for all agents and admin and managers, this is how we can go in and initiate helping our agents as well. So if you're not familiar with how to do that, we have a MoxiMonday on it, but you can also reach out to us and we're happy to help you show you how to do that as well. So now I'm in my Moxie account and I'm going to load my website builder just to show you where I'm going to get into this, okay? Because there's one little difference. Once you've created a homepage that's custom, so a custom homepage, you no longer have the option to click on this Personalize Your Homepage button because it's going to say you cannot do it, right? You already have something that's replacing that custom page. So the way that you get or navigate yourself to it, there is actually a button on the side here, an option that says Site Pages. So you can actually click on it here, or down here it says your site's navigation menu. Both of those take you to the same place. And when you created your custom homepage, you created a title or a name for it. So for example, mine right here says homepage. I would just simply find my homepage I created. And if you've already gone through the steps of creating this, you already know how to kind of navigate yourself to this point. You're going to choose the edit option. And what it's going to do is it's going to load the, we're going to get to where we can go into Page Builder. So for example, we're going to go straight into Page Builder. And if you haven't created a custom page yet, don't worry about what I'm showing you. You'll want to watch the tutorials on how to create the homepage, and then we'll walk you through all these steps. But for right now, I just want to show you the quick swap out if you already have a photo or graphic. What I love about Moxie is that when you hover over an area in your in-page builder, it actually pulls this little blue bar. It also has a little toolbar, which is where our settings are to change anything in relevance to whatever we're hovering over. So for example, if this was the graphic I wanted to change, then I would actually have my toolbar show up. And then if I come up here, just want to kind of show you guys this a little bit. Let's go down a little bit. Sorry, my page is stuck at the moment. My page is frozen. Let me go ahead and reload my site for you guys. Bear with me. Good old techie problems here. And my page isn't loading. So if this gives me trouble for just a second more, I'll very quickly swap out onto Safari. I'm on a Mac, so I'm very easily able to continue doing this training, even if I'm not running on Chrome, which is supposed to be the best. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to try to reload this page. That would not be Moxie, just so you guys know. That's actually the browser itself. Moxie's very good and doesn't usually have much temperament to it. Okay, so let's see if it'll let me run the pages I wish to now. Okay, perfect. So see how I hovered over my graphic and I have that toolbar there? That's actually what I wanted to show you guys. Every time I touch the photo, I get a toolbar. And I'm able to click on that toolbar if the page will allow me. And then it's going to actually bring open a box in the right-hand corner, which is actually going to allow me to swap out that photo. And because I'm trying to show you, as Carrie knows very much so, when we want to show you, the internet doesn't work. So this page isn't loading, guys. So bear with me just a quick second. I'm clicking and nothing is happening. So that means our browser is down. So I'm going to open it very quickly on another internet browser, which will just take me a quick second here. The good thing is that Moxie is easy to use, so it helps me be able to fluctuate real quick here. Let me go ahead and switch sharing screens. I'm going to stop share from this browser. We're going to share screen to a different browser. Let's try to go into Safari right now. Okay, and then we're going to log into our Moxie site. And honestly, I'm almost done. As soon as we swap out this photo, I'm going to show you how we're going to grab it and then post it within social media. And I'm going to do basic posting. If my thought was if you guys wanted to kind of see how we would take these sites and do like an ad post or a promoted post that was a little bit more in depth with targeting, let us know. We can throw that on the Moxie books for sure and kind of go in detail with you guys on how to do that. Okay, so let me sign in real quick. Wait. And Carrie, if you wouldn't mind, I think I saw some things come in the chat bar. If you have a second, if you can jump in there just to see if there's something relevant that I would want to kind of cover first while we're waiting.
Yeah, the first question I know you covered, but it doesn't hurt to reiterate. They were wondering where those photos are found. That would be Schmidt Resources, correct?
Yes, Schmidt Resources. So basically the easiest thing possible for you guys is kind of take you to Schmidt Resources all the time, right? We want you to kind of always go there. So you're going to be at Schmidt Resources. You're going to click on your state here, your region. And then within it, we have a social graphics tab. So in here, this is what you would use for social. Think online photos. So whether it's Moxie, which is right here, Moxie Backgrounds. But if you're looking for like Facebook graphics and stuff like that, we have those as well. So this social graphics tab, each one of these is a page full of graphics that we have ready for you and that you have the rights to use.
Yeah, so that's the follow-up question. they can use them on any platform because the company owns the rights.
Correct. The reason we made a separate tab right here just for Moxie is because now you guys don't have to go and guess which ones are the Moxie ones that are specifically fitted with the dimensions. Does that make sense to everybody? Because I just feel like if we would have dug them in here, you would have tried to pull them out and it wouldn't have worked if you pulled in a Facebook graphic. And I don't want you guys to be stressed. That was the whole point of this, is to take away the stress.
That's right. And then there's a little bit of a concern from Florida if we have any Florida holiday graphics. We do know the snow does not fly down there like it does up here. So
you know what? We will make a point of having some for this Moxie one as well. So yeah, like even if it's just a seasonal graphic, but by the water where it isn't going to be snowy, that's really, really important for sure. Yep, that's going to, you know what? As soon as I get off, we'll work on that and get that into the motions. So if you guys want to give us like a day or so just for Florida, I just don't want to commit to them to be able to force them to do it today right away, but we'll grab those for sure.
Yep, good point. And then the last one was when you were pulling in that custom graphic and you said you could change the title of it or you don't need to. The question does that affect SEO? Would it be better to say holidays in Traverse City, Michigan, or holidays in Cleveland, Ohio?
Well, the way that it works is, so let's go to where they're referring to bringing it in. It does increase your SEO, and the more words you add, it actually helps you. But let's go a little bit further. If you guys see where I'm at, this applies to custom pages and also default pages that regular sites. On the left side, I have this property bar here. See where it says images? This is actually a collection of all the photos you've added. So this is your library itself. So what they're referring to is when I click on a graphic, right? And you pull that graphic in, what happens is these words here, see how they already have a title and they have a caption? These words are just intentional so that when search bars are looking for things to find matching, for example, if somebody was in Google and typed in cozy morning, cozy autumn morning for whatever reason, then your site could come up as a result. As you're changing the name here, it does affect the value. For example, if you did alternative text or description words, those are keywords where you can put houses, home, for sale, then you can add a little bit more information there. So I'm going to tell you that for the name of the pictures, the more the better. When it comes to the name of your website page, that's not the case, because let's go into our actual. So if you're referring to when we're doing a custom page, here, for example, is my custom home page. This title that shows up here when it populates isn't just what's popping up for search engines. This literally is the title that shows at the top of my website. So I wouldn't want to do too much here because then it's going to come across let me show you by example. Then what would happen is it starts to minimize. See how I've got all my bars up here? That's the name right here. If I change it, it changes it here. So be a little bit thoughtful if it is your homepage, because people won't know where to go to get back to this point. But then also, the more you have up here, it starts to squish them and make it so that you can't read them all. So if you're going to do a lot of those tagging points, do that when you're uploading the photo itself and then going into your categories or in that photo library. Does that answer that question a little bit for you guys? Yes. Okay. I'm seeing all the yeses. Okay. If you don't have another quick question, I can jump into the editing of this page like I was trying to do a minute ago.
Yeah, the only other question was about how to add the slideshow like what you have. And I know that's more in depth on the customized home pages that we have on our MoxiMonday playlist. But as you're in that widget, maybe you could just speak to that.
I for sure can show you really, really quick because that was something, great question. That's what I was going to mention. So I have a slideshow here. And I'm going to show you how to change it in the slideshow, but I'll show if it's the exact same change when you're actually going to do it with a regular photo. So let me build it here. Let me get into Page Builder. Okay. So now I'm in Page Builder, and you can see this is obviously a slideshow, but this is the same thing as if it was a still photo. Okay. So it's the same scenario. You're going to hover over the graphic until we see that toolbar. And I hope I'm not lagging because my internet seems to be, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to click on the toolbar. Again, hover over the image, click on the toolbar. And then what happens is it pops up a box. It could be on the right side of your screen, on the left. I've noticed it's different. So just wherever it pops up. Down here, you're going to scroll. So even if you have just a basic photo here, you're still going to have the same option where it's going to say background and photos. This is what you're looking for, photos. For this one, because it's a photo slideshow gallery, I'm actually going to say add photos. If it wasn't a gallery, it would just say add photo. It would just say photo and then say add photos. It just wouldn't have the word gallery in it. So it's going to be the exact same thing, even if it wasn't a slideshow. And then I would do exactly like I did before, and I would click upload files, and then I would select it from my computer from that same folder that I saved them to. So basically this is exactly the same that we did before. And what I like to do, try to make it simplest, make it a little more simple here. And I made a seasonal photos one. That way, imagine yourself next fall, you already have a folder that's nice and easy and you have those graphics. So you're not digging for them. So I would go ahead and select it and say choose, and it's pulling it into my photo library now. And then as soon as that loads, it's going to say add to gallery down here at the bottom or add to site. So let's let that finish here. It's almost done. There we go. Then I would say add to gallery, and it's now added it to my gallery. And I can, if you're doing a slideshow, this is just the row in which, or the order in which they show. So you're able to do that very, very quickly. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the slideshow in just a couple of steps here, just to make it easy for you guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove my box here. Okay, bear with me. Down at the bottom on the right-hand corner, I have a button that gets us out of here. And what some of you have noticed, which I have mentioned to Moxie on a call before, there's this great little pink button at the bottom that says help, but sometimes it covers up the box you need. Just so you guys know, you see that little, I don't know if you can see my screen, I've got my little widget in here to let people chat with me, but underneath it is a pink little button. That's actually your Moxie help button. You can chat with Moxie support. If you go under that or around that, it still lets you cancel out. So don't feel like you don't have the option. You're just not seeing it because it's laying on top of each other. And the answer to that is because it's device responsive. That little pink box changes based on if it's an iPad or a phone. So it's hard for them to control where it's going to go. But really quick to answer how I got the slideshow, which you guys can see how that makes such a difference in feeling. Very easily, when I'm within my custom page that I'm creating, we actually had, okay, I'm going to get rid of this. In the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to do it again. In the upper right-hand corner, there is a plus button that we clicked on that it took us in here to our modules. All that I did is I very easily came to where it said slideshow, and I did nothing more than pulled it over into my website right here. And then I actually added the photos by doing exactly the same thing that I did by hovering over that little tiny, exactly what I just showed you. We hover over that little tiny wrench right there, that little toolbar, and then it let me go in and add my photos. So that's actually how I added my slideshow to this particular custom page. But I just want to reiterate that if you have a still photo here, it's the exact same process. Hover over the photo, click on the wrench, and then you can swap it out. For more detailed directions on how to create a custom page like this that is clickable, definitely visit our Schmidt video classroom that you can also navigate yourself to within schmidtresources.com, and it will teach you that as well. But again, if you guys are interested in learning how to take these pages and do a little bit more Facebook targeting, put it in the chat bar and let us know, because I mean, what's the point of having it if you don't use it, if you don't promote it, if you don't advertise it? That's how you increase your value. So plug that in, and then let's jump into our chat bar before I go ahead and do that real quick, because I think we're right at 10:45. Carrie, which one of these have not been addressed yet? Because I have quite a few in here. I don't want to waste their time while I'm reading.
Yep, I think we're good. We covered them all.
Perfect. Okay. So sharing this now is the next step. And what makes it easy is that when you're actually in your website, basically all you're doing is getting to your homepage itself. And then you're going to copy that URL at the top. So let me go ahead and get out of my page builder so I can get back to my actual website. Okay, so when you're at your actual website and you've got your site ready to go, the only thing you need to do is at the very top of your website page, it has the URL where you have your address. You're just going to highlight it, and then you're going to either right copy and hit copy, right? You're going to click on your mouse, right click and hit copy. Or for those that just want to do this, whenever I click 3 times on any URL browser, it highlights the whole thing. So that's a trick if you're not getting your copy paste option to work. And then I just copy that. And then I go into my social media platform, which I'm not sure if it is automatically logged in on this browser. So bear with me just a second if it's not. It was ready to go on Chrome. That's what I thought. Okay, so let me log in really quick. Just take me a quick second. Okay. Good Lord, I haven't logged into Facebook on my own for a long time. And what we're doing here is it's strategic. So hopefully this lets me get in right away. The way that we want to post to make it effective would be when you're logged in, if you have a personal page and a business page, we want it to go on both. But I'm very specific in how I think you guys should do it because it makes a big impact. If you go to your actual business page first and you post from your business page first, that gives you then an excuse to take it and share that to your personal page, which now lets you share not only that graphic and that website, but you're now sharing your business page, and you don't need to be that one person that's constantly like, go to my page, go to my page, go to my page. We're always funneling that traffic over. And I'm going to make this very, very basic here for this first part. So that means no ad manager or anything. We're just going to literally where you would go to create a post on your basic page. And if you don't have a business page and you're on personal pages, it's exactly the same thing. You go right to where you would type your post, and then we're just going to come right in here, and then we're going to click paste. Now there's one change here. Facebook used to have it where you could do a carousel ad, which meant revolving, clickable. And they've switched their algorithm so many times, and their way they do it's almost weekly. So as of right now, that option doesn't exist right here in a general post for some agents. And every now and then there's an agent that still has an old existing version, which it does. So notice here what happens is when you paste it a website, it looks really quick for graphics on that page of that website. And it just pulls randomly. So some of you, it might pull a photo. This was a photo I had on my custom page at the bottom. And then for others, it's going to pull just your logo, which you don't want. So the way that we get around that is we just click on the little X right here, get rid of that photo. And then we click on the photo option at the bottom. And because we're using these intentional graphics to pull people in, what I'm now doing is I'm actually going to find that graphic in my computer. So I'll do that again. So I'm here in my Facebook post, clicking on photo, and then it's going to ask me where in my computer that I want to pull my photo from. And because you've already downloaded it, you already have it in your computer. Let me find the one that I like right now. This one, and then I'm going to say choose. And then I'm able to just put whatever text or wording that I want in here. So for example, holiday time, you can connect it to the holiday. You can connect it to a property. You can connect it to a blog. For example, a great idea, the Coldwell Banker blog right now is going to be doing some seasonal posts. So if you connected your website to that blog, you're very easily able to say, come and check out my blog for great holiday ideas. And this is the graphic that's going to pull them in. So watch what happens when I do post here. I'm not going to sit here and write it all out just for the sake of the fact that I'm going to delete this here in a minute. If we did just a simple post, no boosting or anything like that, what's going to happen now is we're actually showing this graphic in a social media feed that is now going to stand out. That is the intention here, is to not just share your site, but make it stand out, make people stop for a second and visually look at it. That's the same as using video. That's why video has such a high clickable rate, because look at that. When you right here, go through here, it's seasonal and it's not your everyday standard house photo. It's something that's different, has a visual interest, and it connects whoever's looking at it to whatever they're thinking or feeling about the season right then. So as you see in here, we have the photo and they can click on it and go right to your website. Now, the benefit from doing it from your business page like we have here, if I were to click on share, I can share to a page or share to a group. Then what it allows me to do is then cross over, posting it on my personal page. And then what will show up on my personal page is now your business page. So you're cross branding. I want you guys to think about connecting everything we have. Make your Facebook connect to your website connect to your Facebook. The whole concept is if I am a potential client and I Google you or I get on a site, I want to get to you. And if I can do that through social media, that's good. If I can get to you from your website, that's good as well. So that's just a simple, quick way. Technically, there's a way you can run an ad and it would make the whole photo itself clickable to your site. That would be a different training altogether. But I see some things coming in right here. So let's see. Okay, great question. Are you taking the link out after putting in the photo? The answer to this would have been yes, because before Facebook, when you're doing a normal post, and I'm doing it this way on purpose because not everybody knows how to do an ad manager right now. This photo would have been linked to your website. So that initial photo you saw in there with those agents, that was linked. And I would have been able to remove my graphic website link, and then it would have been clickable to there. But because Facebook has removed that option, that now this photo is actually clickable to just opening the photo. So you would not want to remove your website URL by doing it this way, unless Facebook changes it again. And let me tell you, JD and I see this all the time. They change things like every couple of weeks. So what they're trying to make people do on the business page specifically is get out of going here and starting to use Ad Manager. They want you to promote it. That's why they did it that way. It's not my favorite. But let's face it, the more times you can see, let's say my website was elizabethglasshomes.com. The more times I can see people visually seeing that website, the better. It's the power of recognition. 3 times, 4 times. If you're seeing that website and not just a graphic and clicking on it, then that website's starting to make a little bit more relevant. So to be honest, having it in your marketing is not bad for you unless your website's long and crazy. In that situation, call us and talk to us about helping you get a domain name that actually makes sense for your site. Okay, have you done training on setting up a CV blog link? We have done a MoxiMonday where it actually shows you how to collect. I'll show you what I'm referring to. When you go to my website, there's 2 different things here. One is a clickable link that you can connect to your website, which takes you out of your actual website and takes you right to the CV blog. Now I get to say, hey, come to my site to check out our blog. And it's not necessarily yours, but you're still connected to it. Now, the other option that I have in here, which I have in a future MoxiMonday, I don't remember what the date, but I did plug it in. I actually have it in here where I put in a custom page. And let's see if it works right now, because I did this just a little bit ago. See, what I did is I actually framed it in, and it's now inside of my Moxie website. So that training is coming. If you don't want it to be clickable where they're going out of your website, I actually now can show you guys how to take this CV blog and actually put it inside your site intentionally so that when you're Facebook sharing, check out my blog. And they're literally going to your page and they're giving you higher SEO because it's on your page. And Coldwell Banker loves it because when you're clicking on it, you're actually inside their website right now. So you're increasing their value as well. So it's like a win-win. So great question. Stay tuned to a future MoxiMonday. We'll kind of give a little notice in advance about what that's going to be, what day that's going to be, if you guys watch your Monday emails, and we'll cover that then. And yes, Becky says cross-branding is so, so important. It absolutely is. So this is why we're doing this. I want you to take your site and cross-brand it to your social media platforms, your websites that you have with other things, with your newsletters, you name it. But let's make it relative to the season. Let's give you an excuse. And I'm hoping that's what I'm helping you guys do today. giving you an excuse to share it again so you don't feel like you're bugging anybody in your sphere. If you're not there, somebody else is. There's really no way to say that, right? If you're not there, somebody else is. So let's put you there. If you have any suggestions on anything you want, I don't mind jumping into our photo gallery and seeing if there's something that's pretty specific. But honestly, when it gets into these graphics, the marketing team is at your disposal as well. You can request certain graphics that you want as well. Right now we are at 10:56. We did go a little bit long, but I'm hoping that's because it was of value because you guys had lots of good questions. So if you guys want to see if you have any questions right now, I think we can probably wrap it up. And you guys let me know if you want to do a future training on taking Moxie, your site, and then do some target ads. So I know it's like a crossover training, but help you get the most out of your website. Any more questions, Carrie, that I might not have seen?
Just a suggestion on a future training,
Okay.
which we've notated, so we're good.
Okay, perfect. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Moxie Monday. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. It's the start of a great week, so you guys make it a great one, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Bye now.